Hey YouTube, it's Jesse here, and got a couple guns here on the table. I just wanted to share with you. These are both Thompson Center Arms rifles. I guess you probably know that they're made by the company Smith & Wesson, or they're now produced by them. And well, you got here a 308 Compass 1 and a, never noticed that, a 270 Thompson Center Arm Venture. With this one has an eliminator scope. I believe this is first gen scope on this. This was actually given to me, so that is what it is. I have a friend that's kind of looking at some of these TC guns, so I thought I'd make a video about them and show them off to him. He mentioned wanting to actually fill them and see what they're all about. So this one has a just a 2-point safety on and off. Guess with it on, can I? Yep, I can actually cock and pull the bolt back. This one I had a shell completely open up on the other day, so it's got like little particles of gunpowder actually in it. But whatever, but it's, I don't know if you can really see, but I mean, this sucker's pretty smooth. I think it's really smooth for being a budget gun. It is oiled up, but it's really smooth. Obviously, you can see it's empty. Nothing in the mag. It's a single stack mag. I think that only holds 3 in the magazine for the Venture. And yeah, I think it's pretty smooth. Trigger feels crisp to me. I'm not no trigger expert by any means, but it seems pretty nice. I do plan on getting a new stock for this as well. It's not that it's a bad stock. It actually probably keeps down some of the weight, because this sucker is, with this optical, the scope, and that bipod that's on it, this sucker's fucking heavy, man. But it's kind of neat. Maybe I'll do some videos on this scope. I don't have it dialed in by any means, or I don't even have it set up. I had it kind of working when I got it, but it doesn't seem to be on now, so I don't know what's happened. The actual reticles are on at about 100 yards, but the laser portion of it is not. So I got to refigure that out. But this is a, like I said, it's a 270 Thompson Center Arm Venture. It's got their 5R rifling, and it seemed to be pretty accurate to me. And so here's the TC Compass made by Smith & Wesson and Thompson Center Arms. So this one is not quite as lubed up. It needs to be cleaned. It's literally been sitting in a corner, I think. But it seems smooth enough. It's not binding or anything at all. This has got a 3-position trigger, so you can have it on safety and move it, and then you can have it all the way to safe, and you can't unlock the bolt. So that's kind of cool. The mag on this is a rotary mag, and with a 308, I believe it'll hold, this will hold 4 rounds. It's been a while. I don't even know that I've actually had this one loaded. I used to have this exact gun, except for it was all standard length, and it was chambered for 3-06. So the scope on, or the polymer on this one, I like it better than what's on that Venture, but it's like loud. So like if you tap it, it's loud. But I like just feeling it and looking at it and grasping it better. That other one, I don't even like to look at it. I don't, just look at it. But the barrels seem to be about the same thickness. Maybe the Venture's a little thicker. This has the little cheek well, Monte Carlo thing, whatever you want to call that. Plenty of buttstock on it. But what it does have, which is pretty sweet, and the new Ventures do also, is its threaded barrel. And that 30-06 I had was also. And the Compass 2 and the Venture 2 both have the newer trigger. I can't remember what they called it. But that seems pretty crisp. It's firm, but that seemed, and I believe this one is actually adjustable too. I'd have to find the owner's manual, but I was thinking this was also adjustable, even though it's not the Accu trigger style. But this one obviously doesn't have a scope on it. It's a floating barrel. I gave it to my child, who doesn't seem too interested right now, so who knows, I might just be an Indian giver and take it back and use it for my own purposes. Not that I need it. But just for reference, here is a Savage Axis. This is a 223 that I gave the same son, and I think you can kind of tell that the barrel's not as thick towards the end. Obviously up towards the receiver, I think it's a little thicker. It's kind of a floating barrel too. The stock may rest on it a little bit because it's so cheap and thin. I think you're getting a better gun with the Thompson Center arm than you are the Savage at this price point. The Savage has a fairly smooth, but I think that's a pretty loose bolt, but it works. And obviously if you get the right one of these, you can get a Accu trigger that's gonna be way more crisp. This one's got a lot, this trigger is not the best. Those other Thompson Center arms are way easier. That one's firm, but you really have to put a lot of weight into that trigger, which I'm surprised about. I didn't even realize that when we shot this last. Yeah. But it's a 223. Bought this for the kid, first gun. Barely used it. I took him hunting with it one time. Maybe I need to work on taking him hunting, even though I don't think he's into it like I am. But the buttstock on this one seems a lot more squishy, and you don't feel any recoil from this gun. And I think it's, for him, was a perfect gun to let him shoot a more high-powered rifle, if you will, and get it done. It comes with a single stack. I'd be wary with what kind of, I'm trying to find the magazine. I don't have the magazine with me, but it's a single stack. I'd be wary about what caliber you get with this Savage Axis, due to it's kind of a standard magazine, and it feels like with certain calibers they don't really fit the magazine as well as others. So that being said, I'll just tell you one caliber right now. 22-250 doesn't seem to fit, and it doesn't function well. It didn't function well for me in the gun, but that doesn't mean other ones might not for you. I want to actually try Thompson Center arm in 22-250 or something similar to that. Actually, I want to just try them all at this point. I think the stock could be a little quieter. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe they're both loud. I just think if you were to accidentally, I don't know, lean it up against a tree or something, like it's just going to make way more noise than it should. Maybe you can fill it with something like some expansion foam to cut down on that noise. It just seems like echoey, like a drum or something. It's strange to me. But the 30-06 I had is the same gun. It was standard length instead of short or long chamber, whatever you want to call it. Instead of a short chamber, and it seemed to be accurate enough. I don't remember what scope I had on it. It wasn't anything real pricey. It was like a basic Nikon or something. Actually, you know what? It was a Simmons. It was a Simmons scope, and it seemed to work just fine. And it seemed to hold zero just fine too. So this one, when you lift up on that, it definitely seems to be harder to cock than that. I guess, you got some wiggle in this one too. But all in all, it seems smoother. And I think with more use, it's going to be more smooth. The bolt is a 3-lug bolt on this. Whereas that's a 2-lug bolt also. It's not going. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that's a 3-lug. The Savage is 2. But it seems smooth enough. I mean, you're buying a gun at that price point for under $400. This is. I think the Venture is about $500. And I don't know that you're getting much more for the Venture than you are out of this. I don't know. All these, I wish they would make a version of this with the wood stock that's a little bit nicer. I know that's not the thing these days. Everybody wants the fucking polymer or whatever, but I like a wooden stock. And actually, Thompson Center Arms, the TC, they got a long-range precision shooting type style gun. I think it comes in 2 calibers, which I want to say was 6.5 Creedmoor and the 308. Possibly, it might have been a 223. I can't remember, but I would like to see that in more chamberings also. I mean, if they have all the dies, it can't cost that much more, can it, to keep producing them? I don't know. Maybe it does. But anyway, let's look at this again. Let's just see. So yeah, when you first lift that up and it cocks, it's a little more strenuous, but I don't know if that's, yeah, just double lug. I think that's just fine. I've shot this gun some, and it functioned great, actually. I really liked this gun, and the problems I had with the 22-250 with this gun, I did not have an issue at all. Like, seemed to be difficult to get the bolt to go forward and actually chamber the round with the 22-250. With the 223, this thing seemed to be just fine. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it really had some issues. I don't know what it was. Obviously, with both these, you're buying a budget rifle, but I don't think you can go wrong with either one. If I could get this gun for about $260 in any chambering I want, and then go do something with it, I would do it. The only problem is I wish it had a threaded barrel. If you shoot it slow enough, it ain't probably going to get too hot, depending on the round you're using. I haven't had one of these in anything over 308, so I don't know what the barrel thickness is and everything on it for, say, like a 300 Win Mag. I would imagine surely they put a little more metal in that barrel for a 300 Win. I'm pretty sure they chamber them in that. If not, at least 7 mag, and boy, that one rips through there too. But that's really not that much smaller diameter than this Venture. And I would say that it's probably I mean, I don't know, well, that's 223, but what's all that dirt on the end? But I think it's thick enough for a long range hunter. What was that, like drywall on that or what. But yeah, I think any of these, you could make a decent, say you got a 300 Win Mag on this gun. I think if you take this gun, upgrade the stock, get a chambering like 7 millimeter rim mag or 300 Winchester Magnum, got a new stock, and you could even put a suppressor or a brake on the end of it, a decent optic, maybe not an eliminator, but whatever suits your type. That one's awfully heavy if you were to actually hike around mountains. But I think you could make a decent long range shooting for hunting, you know, out to 500 yards. I consider that long range shooting myself, so especially for hunting. I've shot a little past that for target practicing, but I think for just hunting, you could make this a 500-yard shot. That 5R barrel is sub MOA, guaranteed with premium bullets on their website. So if you can't make it happen, I'm sure you can send it to the store and say I'm not getting it, and or the company, and they'll send it back saying we were able to get it with whatever bullet, and then show you a target that they did it with. And they're all made in America, so that's a plus. But anyway, that's a video, YouTube. Please like the video, subscribe. They say click the bell, or should I say smash that like button, yo. I love those videos. Smash that like button, fool. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and please like these videos. I'm trying to build this channel up again. I've let it go to the wayside a little bit, and I need to start making more videos. So if you got any comments, would like to see something else with these firearms, let me know. I'll gladly do whatever I can, as long as it's legal, and try to get you the information you'd like. Take it easy, YouTube.